Hey, good morning. It's me, Nelson, again, and today is May the 18th, 2025. So I am back at the corner of East New York Street and Sherman Drive. So, as usual, I will walk towards the infamous location of the former site of the house 3850 East New York Street, uh, in which Sylvia Likens, 16-year-old girl, originally from Lebanon, was, along with her sister, held captive here at the house, in which she was tortured terribly and finally died back in 1965. Her date of death was October the 26th, 1965. So I've been here a few times now. This is my seventh time. I was here in January. So I forgot to mention that building right there, that dilapidated behind this house. I didn't stop to film it, but it had the windows uh, that were not boarded up. Now is boarded up. So I think that's been a recent thing. And these medians here, they were here before. Uh, so this is just take a look at the neighborhood. I asked the pastor, my friend, who's the pastor at the church across the street, and I asked him how much these houses go for. And he said about 300,000. So this is still, looks like it's still a one-way street going east. And there is the parking lot right there, where the Jeep Wrangler is. And this house here, where it said Raids fans, this is 3838. And there's a man living there. His name is Kevin, and the pastor knows him as well. And this house was actually lived in by Sylvia and her family at one point before Sylvia was put into the house at 3850, near where that Jeep is right now. Is a little bit to the east of that. So this house with the orange stripes was lived in by Sylvia at one point. So Sylvia wasn't a stranger to this neighborhood, and apparently she had relatives that lived around here, grandmother, I think, and they actually, and I've been there before. That's street a little bit further east, Euclid, I think it was called. That Sylvia lived there at some point with her mother, I think. So anyway, this house here used to not be orange like this. It used to be white, according to the photograph. And it was also lived in, at the time, 1965, by a family known as Monroe, Mike Monroe. He had a brother, I think maybe a sister. And this is Mike Monroe with one of the people. Hi, sir. I met you before. I was one of the people that were one of the kids that were involved in participating in torturing Sylvia. Okay, so this is the church. So I came here today for the worship service, Fellowship Baptist Church, uh, led by Pastor Henry Jones, and looks like he's not here yet. So that's a parking lot right there. So that used to be where 3850 was, and next to it would be this house lived in by a woman named Phyllis Vermillion. So those uh, Sylvia Likens enthusiasts would know this name, and everybody would think of this name with disdain because this woman had many opportunities to help Sylvia. Um, and she had seen Sylvia uh, being abused. Probably being abused too. I remember, I think. But just by looking at Sylvia, she could have. Uh, it would have been noticeable that this girl, was being abused, and Vermillion did nothing, including the time when she was helping the neighbor. Uh, there's a youth that was living at 3850, but on the other side of the same house, and this youth, I forget his name, he had an argument with the kids from Gertrude's house, Gertrude Benichevsky's house. Um, Gertrude Benichevsky being the woman that was the only adult in the story who rented this house, 3850, and who was the chief architect of this hideous crime of torturing this girl, and not only that, but to instruct others uh, to to torture and uh, to torture this girl, poor girl. So anyway, so Mrs. Vermillion, uh, Mrs. Vermillion lived next to Gertrude's house, and one time she had the opportunity to to tell police because she was in contact with the police, and the police were dealing with that youth that lived on the other side of 3850 because that guy was trying to break into the Gertrude's house in order to get his stuff back that uh, the kids from 3850 had stolen from him, something like this. So anyway, she had the opportunity to help, but she never did. And also, the night before Sylvia died, as she came in at night, maybe around midnight or something, and heard noises coming from the basement from Gertrude's house, and did nothing. She could have done something, but she didn't say anything. Um, because the noise had stopped and then nothing happened. So what probably happened that Sylvia was making a desperate attempt to bang away and attract attention in order to escape. Um, but Gertrude probably heard her and probably hit her over the head with a shovel or something. Anyway, so I'll talk more about this later. Now the pastor has arrived. This is the pastor there. The man in the black. Well, they're both men wearing black. The one with the baseball cap, that's Pastor Jones. And this is the church that we're going to have a morning worship. And yeah, so maybe after the church service, I'll take a look around a little bit. Okay, so I'll talk to you later.